excuses, no concerns. They just implemented plug and play players, and they played phenomenal. But I think it's time, guys, for all of us to give credit where credit is due. Caleb Williams has been balling. In the midst of this 4-game winning streak, he's done a great job in protecting the football. He hasn't thrown an interception since their last loss, for the most part. So Caleb Williams is playing winning football in the more critical times, and that's why, with all the concerns with Chicago in terms of their record and who they have beaten, when you have a quarterback that's starting to become a legit playmaker for your offense and the way their defense takes the football away, you will have more than a fighting chance.
And we're going to find out what they really are. You want to talk about the schedule?
We're going
to
see.
Schedule that's been played 8-3. What more could you ask for, Bears fans, from what you've seen in the past? The schedule moving forward, it's a 4-day turnaround for the Philadelphia Eagles on Black Friday, then the Packers twice in 3 weeks, the Cleveland Browns sandwiched between, then the 49ers. They are inside track to a playoff berth and perhaps a division title. We'll see how the Bears can play down the stretch. This defense, I know you love to watch him. It wasn't your favorite watch today because it's against your Pittsburgh Steelers.
I know.
But first drive of the game, Nashawn Wright hauls in a one-handed interception. Then in the throes of a tight game in the second half, a strip sack by Montez Sweat. This is not only takeaways, but timely takeaways. Nose for the ball type team. What do you see from them, even with so many reserves in here on Sunday?
I mean, turning the football has been contagious for the Chicago Bears. It's almost a given that they will get at least one. Wright is playing himself into a nice contract. He reminds me a lot of Dale Carter, right? Used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs from Tennessee. Very, very long, lengthy, handsy type of wide receiver, cornerback. Not handsy in terms of penalties, but he keeps you in the midst of his grasp in terms of being disruptive, and he attacks the ball at its highest point. Kevin Byard has found the fountain of youth there in Chicago, and it's time for us to give Al Harris some praise. He's been hands-on with that secondary since day one. You look at what he's done in terms of the mentality and the coaching and the fundamentals they have there. And, oh, by the way, they're missing their best cornerback, and Jalen Johnson. Not for long, though. But think about what they've done without their best cornerback in the lineup. And then when he becomes available, he instantly makes everyone else on that defensive unit that much better. This could be that year for Chicago where we thought they might be a year or two away, where they actually arrive a little sooner. You know when you wait for an Uber drive and it tells you it's 10 minutes but actually comes in 4? How excited are you when you say, oh, you're actually here sooner? That's going to be the feeling for Chicago Bears fans if they keep this rate going.
See if that Uber Black shows up a little bit earlier than on time for those Chicago Bears. Hey, Mac.
Yes, sir.
Put it right there. Come on. No. Come on.
There's no fun when the family feud, man. We were feuding earlier, but we're back together now.
Couple gentlemen right here. Let's not do that again, you know? Steelers and Bears come to a final. The Bears, an 8th win, 8 of their last 9. We got all sorts of crazy coming your way coming up on HQ postgame. 2 in overtime and 1 going final. They're 12-3 at Soldier Field, even better when you take into account the action at Lambeau, but out with a fractured wrist. Gave it all he had, couldn't go. Instead, it's Mason Rudolph, and offensively, they found some production here in the perimeter screen game. Rudolph to DK Metcalf ties us at 7. Ensuing Bears drive, Caleb Williams. You know, Mac, he's got this pause move that works on a lot of fellas.
Yeah, I ain't working on 90.
Not on number 90. TJ Watt with the strip sack in the end zone, violent at that, and Nick Herbig falls on one. Steelers now in front 14-7, and with that, TJ Watt passes JJ Watt in career sacks, now 115 and counting, and what a way to do it. Now Bears chasing 21-17 on a free play up the rail. Williams to DJ Moore. Bears back in front 24-21. Just under 5 to play in the third. Montez Sweat.
That's what you paid. That's what you paid for.
And playing good. 28 capped a 17-play scoring drive, but less than 30 ticks. You get the ball back with a chance on 4th and 6. Jaquan Brisker gets a piece of it. Ball falls incomplete. Bears kneel it out. An 8-win Bears team here in Week 12, already on the bye. That's 8 of their last 9 after the 0-2 start, and now an 8-3 team still pacing the NFC North.
Caleb, the NFL is built on close games, but you guys are living in a completely different world right now. What is it about this group that when there are these final moments, you guys are coming out on the right side?
Yeah, we're resilient. Coaches instilled that in us. We also understand it's a 60-minute game, and we got to play all 60 minutes as you've seen for the past I don't know how many weeks, but we got big games coming up. This is a great team. Obviously the history of this team and everything, but we got big games coming up, and we got to get better.
You mentioned the stretch you guys are embarking on. A lot of discussion about this being the first team with a winning record that you faced in a long time. What do you think you showed to yourselves and maybe some people with the way you guys played?
Yeah, we understand that we can't control who's on our schedule, and so we go out there and we play the games. And this is the first team with so-called a winning record, but we played some great defenses, some great defensive players throughout these past weeks, and so we got to keep growing, we got to keep going, and it was a great win for us.
Lastly, for you, how'd you feel about the command that you showed leading this offense?
Yeah, I feel great. I got to get better. I think obviously not giving their best player or one of their best players a chance to strip sack me right there, trying to get out my hands, and then other than that, everybody else did. We got to keep doing our job, and I got to complete balls when they're there, and deliver a good ball to my my wide receivers and stuff.
Hey, Iceman, have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
The Iceman cometh. It gets chilly in Chicago this time of year, but this year, maybe heating up. They're going to need it down the stretch as the schedule stiffens. As for Caleb in year 2, most career games with 200 plus, 3 plus, and no INTs. Already 4 matches.
PR increased 28 as a rookie on play action, up to 80 this year. So it went from the 3rd lowest in the NFL all the way to the 3rd highest in Ben Johnson's offense. And one of the most impressive things about this is how quickly the learning curve has been. I'm going to leave you guys with this one number. In 3 years of college football at Oklahoma and USC, Caleb Williams had 6 total pass attempts under center on play action. He had 9 of those attempts last week alone in the win over the Vikings.
And so that's why you're seeing this ascension that Rex talks about all the time. The
100%.
number's spectacular. So that's what they say. Let's come over here and do the film. Alex, we hear what the numbers are telling us. What does it look like on the tape?
Yeah, it is really showing up on the tape. And I think everybody's curious what this marriage was going to look like with Caleb Williams in this Ben Johnson offense. This is a guy that's played almost exclusively from the gun in college. Now he's under center. This is from last week. Here it is. Again, they motion to a 3-by-1. He's under center. Play action pass. Here is the progression. You can see the triangle that almost all offenses build in the passing game. He throws this 20-yard strike down the field. Looks great from 30,000 feet in the air. Let's go down to the ground view and see what it really looks like.
Nice.
Again, under center, turning your back on the defense. I can't tell you how scary this is when you've lived in the shotgun now. Again, 7 eyeballs all staring at you. They know what you're doing, you don't. You come up off the fake, and immediately you have to digest information. You start with number 1 down the middle. The linebacker takes it away. In one hit, you go to number 2. And now if this is me, Teddy, I'm checking this down, right? He looks pretty open to me, but not Caleb Williams. He sees the outside linebacker with his back turned, knows he has the window, and then just rips this ball. Look at the ball location between both defenders, protects his guy. He doesn't even get hit. Big gain. Again, a couple weeks ago, it's snowing in Chicago, Greeny. Again, here we are, play action pass. Now watch this. The progression is up top. I can assure you the ball is supposed to go up there, but not Caleb. He throws this ball down here, and then you start to ask yourself, you wonder why. What's he seeing? And this is the real evolution of Caleb in this Ben Johnson offense. Here it is. Take a look at this weak safety. You can see him, Teddy, talking to the field. He wants to push to the 3-receiver side. Again, here's Caleb turning his back. He has no idea what's happening behind him, right? They all have vision to the backfield. Look at him snap off the fake. He immediately finds this safety, and look at his body language. Again, pushing to the field. Caleb knows he has the one-on-one backside, and again, the ball location in between both defenders. We get the run after the catch. Like this. Listen, it's easy when I'm pausing this thing 14 times and slow-moing it, right? This happens fast. You come up off that fake, you have 3 steps and a hitch to make